Module 1, Lesson 4, Basic Information Security Topics. Here are the objectives for the specific lesson. During this lesson, we will understand the definition of information, the definition of information security, the critical characteristics of information, the comprehensive model for information security. We will outline the approaches to information security implementation. We will outline the phases of the security systems development life cycle, and we will understand the key terms of information security. What is information? Information is an asset which, like other important business assets, has value to an organization and consequently needs to be suitably protected. Information can be created, stored, destroyed, processed, transmitted, used for proper and improper purposes, corrupted, lost, stolen, printed or written on paper, stored electronically, transmitted by post or using electronic means, shown on corporate videos, displayed, published on web, verbal, spoken in conversations. What is the information security? A well-informed sense of assurance that the information risks and controls are in balance. The practice of defending information from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, perusal, inspection, recording, or destruction. What is security? Security is the quality or state of being secure, to be free from danger. A successful organization should have multiple layers of security in place. We have the physical security, product, the physical items, object, or areas from unauthorized access and misuse. Personal security, protection to personnel who authorized to access organization and its operation. Operation security, protection of the details of particular operation or activities. Communication security, protection of organizations, communication, media, technology and content. Network security, protection of networking components, connections and contents. And information security, protection of information and its critical elements. What is information security? The protection of information and its critical elements, including systems and hardware that use, store, and transmit that information. The necessary tools are policy, awareness, training, education, and technology. We have the CIA triangle as a standard based on confidentiality, integrity, and availability. What are the critical characteristics of information? The value of information comes from the characteristics it possesses, defined by CIA triangle. We have the availability that enables authorized users or computers to access information without interference or obstruction and to receive it in the required format. Accuracy, when it is free from mistakes or errors and it has the value that user expects. For example, the bank balance. Authenticity, the quality of state of being genuine or original rather than a reproduction or fabrication. For example, email spoof. We have the confidentiality of the information, prevented from the disclosure or exposure to unauthorized individuals or systems. The integrity of information, it is whole, complete, and uncorrupted. Utility, the quality or state of having value for some purpose or. And possession, the quality or state of having ownership or control of some object or item. Let's see the approaches to information security implementation. We have the bottom-up approach, the grassroots effort. Systems administrators attempt to improve security of their systems. Key advantage, technical expertise of individual administrators. seldom works as it lacks a number of critical features such as the participant support and organizational staying power. The next approach is the top-down approach, initiated by upper management, issue policy, procedures and processes across the organization, dictate goals and expected outcomes of project, determine accountability for each required action, and the most successful also involve formal development strategy referred to as systems development life cycle. Here is the security systems development life cycle. We have the investigation, the analysis, the logical design, the physical design, the implementation of security approaches, and the maintenance and change. This is a repeat process. Let's see the phase number 1, the investigation. Management identifies process, outcomes, goals, budget, and constraints of the project. Begins with enterprise information security policy, outline project scope and goals, estimate cost, and organizational feasibility analysis is performed. During the phase 2, the analysis phase, documents from investigation phase are studied, analyzes existing security policies or programs along with documented current threats and associated controls, study integration new system with existing system, includes analysis of relevant legal issues that could impact design of the security solution, and the risk management task begins. During the phase 3, the logical design phase, we create and develop blueprints for information security, incident response actions planned, continuity planning, incident response, disaster recovery, feasibility analysis to determine whether projects should continue or be outsourced will be created. During phase number 4, the physical design phase, needed security technology is evaluated, alternatives generated, and final design selected. We develop definition of successful solution, and at the end of phase, feasibility study determines readiness of the project implementation. During the fifth phase, we have the implementation. The security solutions are acquired, tested, implemented, and tested again. Personnel issues evaluated, specific training and education programs conducted, entire tested package is presented to management for final approval. We have the phase number 6, the maintenance and change. Perhaps this is the most important phase given the ever-changing threat environment. Often, reparation and restoration of information is a constant duel with an unseen adversary. Information security profile of an organization requires constant adaptation as new threats emerge and old threats evolve. So, let's see the key terms. Access. What is access of information? A subject or object's ability to use, manipulate, modify, or affect another subject or object. What is asset? Asset is the organizational resource that is being protected. What is an attack? An act that is an intentional or unintentional attempt to cause damage or compromise to the information and or the systems that support it. Control, safeguard, or countermeasure. These are security mechanisms, policies, or procedures that can successfully counter attacks, reduce risk, resolve vulnerabilities, and otherwise improve the security within an organization. Exploit, to take advantage of weaknesses or vulnerability in a system. What is an exposure? A single instance of being open to damage. What is the hacking? The good hacking, to use computers or systems for enjoyment, or the bad, to illegally gain access to a computer or system. Object, a passive entity in the information system that receives or contains information. And the risk is the probability that something can happen. What is the security blueprint? The security blueprint is the plan for the implementation of new security measures in the organization. The security model is a collection of specific security rules that represents the implementation of a security policy. The security posture or security profile is a general label for the combination of all policy, procedures, technology, and programs that make up the total security effort currently in place. The subject is an active entity that interacts with an or information system and causes information to move through the system for a specific end purpose. What are the threats? A category of objects, persons, or other entities that represents a potential danger to an asset. A threat agent is a specific instance or component of a more general threat, and vulnerability AI is the weaknesses or faults in a system or protection mechanism that expose information to attack or damage. So, let's summarize the current lesson. What is the information security? Information security is a well-informed sense of assurance that the information risks and controls are in balance. Computer security began immediately after first mainframes were developed. Successful organizations have multiple layers of security in place: physical, personal, operations, communications, network, and information. Security should be considered a balance between protection and availability. Information security must be managed similar to any major system implemented in an organization using a methodology like the security systems development life cycle. Thank you for your attention.